Before we begin this video, I recommend that you visit google.com and search for dinardata.com. This website is a great resource for the latest updates on Dinar Guru news, all conveniently located on one page. For more information, I encourage you to visit the site.
Militia man, Iraq has done so much work, and we all know al-Sudani was just in New York again at the U.S. Assembly. He also had sideline meetings and had his speech and returned home yesterday. With Sudani back now, why couldn't it happen at any time? To me, there is no reason it could not happen at any time. Marx, I agree. He's done the victory tours, he has told the world they are restored and fully international. Time to see the fruit of his labors. I wouldn't be surprised to see my phone blowing up this weekend with the news that it has happened. Iraq is talking about economic confidence, consumption, investment, all of these things. At 1,310. I don't think so. I don't think that's what they're talking about. I really don't think Iraq is going to be the savior of the international financial system or bring any confidence to the world at 1,310. Because they've been at 1,310, 1,180, 1,166, 1,182. 0.1460. But have they done anything about it? Are they internationally on the Forex trading? No. We have heard for the last 5 days all on the news about the deletion of the 3 zeros. That's all they talk to us about. Frank, you say you've been hearing about lifting the 3 zeros in the last 5 days. In all honesty, you have been hearing this for the last 5 months. It's just that it's very concentrated on a daily basis now. My CBI contact told us the committee was planning to begin the rollout of the currency swap out in November. You will not see the US Treasury leave the CBI until this is done and the project to delete the zeros, swap out, is completed. You can see the excitement of what's going on is no longer a secret, and it's being advertised and published and talked about and bragged about all over the world, from New York, the United States Treasury, all the way back to Iraq. The whole Middle East is on pins and needles. They all know? They're excited, and they know it's going to affect them as well too. The goal of the census is developmental, economic, and Kirkuk second in completing the numbering and inventory process, so they are doing a full census in November to figure out which money goes where. I do believe this occurs right after the HCL is wrapped up and the government can then distribute the new funds. I was told to look for a census, and now we are finally getting it. A specialist details the negatives and positives of removing zeros from the Iraqi currency. Quote, Al-Morsumi said, "The process of removing zeros from the currency means replacing a new currency with the old currency with the aim of simplifying the accounting process between consumers, and it is often resorted to by countries that suffer from high inflation and have become unable to deal with paper currencies of very weak value. Deleting zeros is an imaginary change in the value of the currency and does not change its purchasing power." U.S. support for Iraq's reforms steps. Non-oil GDP indicators rise and exceed twice the population growth rate. They are clearly hammering the concept of Iraq's ability to reform her banking and financial sectors among the many other sectors, namely the non-oil sectors. They have had a significant focus on the 6% growth rate in revenues. There is also a focus on the international financial connectivity. Thus, with the focus they have on these topics, we can see that they mean business. Iraq can only change the rate at 1 or 2 points in the year, beginning or the middle of the year. That was stated by Shabibi. If Iraq was going to revalue at any of those times, you would see them increase their steps and actions preparing to revalue. In this month of September, those steps has occurred. They have increased their actions, getting critical steps, laws done. They have tremendously ramped up. Today, Saturday, Mazar Mohammed Salih, economic advisor to Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, pointed out the development of Iraq's financial capabilities during 2024. Salih said in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, the semi-annual oil revenues for the year 2023 amounted to 53.88 trillion dinars, while they rose during 2024 to more than 58.80 trillion dinars. He added, non-oil revenues amounted to nearly 0.42 trillion dinars during the 6 months of 2023, and at the end of the first half of 2024, they reached 7.18 trillion dinars. Salih pointed out that there is a significant development in public finance capabilities during the year 2024 by maximizing Iraq's resources from non-oil sources. On Monday, June 12, 2023, the House of Representatives approved the 3-year financial budget law for 2023, 2024 and 2025. The budget approved more expenditures and investments as a direct result of the increase in oil revenues, which constitute 90% of the country's revenues, at a price of $70 per barrel. An Iraqi MP expressed his anger on Saturday over what he described as Arab slavery at the United Nations, while complaining about Iraq's compliance with all UN resolutions without any objection or request for compensation for its occupation. MP Bassem Carson said in 2 separate blog posts that the Mail reviewed, according to the reality of the United Nations, the world is divided into masters and slaves, and all Arabs without exception are in the category of slaves.